Yo, Mando, what's the way?
This is the way.
Wow. That was really cringy. Review video! Today, we are going to be reviewing Star Wars The Mandalorian Season 2.
Yeah.
We're doing something different with our ranking scale instead of just doing it like how we've previously done it.
We're gonna do it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Whoa. And yeah, we're going to give each episode a number and then we'll calculate the score for the season at the end. We're going to be reviewing the whole season. That's 8 episodes, so that's a lot. So we're just going to spend a little bit of time on each episode. So I typed some notes.
Okay.
Chapter 9, The Marshal. The central plot line.
How'd you say that one?
Plot line.
Plot line of this episode.
Just kidding. Yeah, we're not doing it that way. Starting off with Chapter 9, The Marshal. So the central plot line for this episode is a side quest, and it felt kind of familiar since Mando had already been to Tatooine. But the new character of Cobb Vanth was really cool.
Pretty great.
Awesome visuals with the Krayt Dragon, and the tease for Boba Fett was hype. So with that said, we're giving this episode an 8. Moving on to Chapter 10, The Passenger. So this episode feels the most filler out of all the episodes of the season because Mando was just
He's basically just a taxi driver.
Yeah, he was just transporting Frog Lady to the next planet as he journeys on his quest. Yeah. But it was still a fun episode to watch and had some cool spider action and seeing Dave Filoni. With that said, this episode gets a 7.
Chapter 11,
The Heiress. Seeing Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorians was awesome because they're from Clone Wars and Rebels. This episode built onto the lore of Mandalore and helped tease what was coming next for both Mandalore and Ahsoka. But the central plotline of this episode is a simple exchange of favors.
So like, I help you, you help me.
So nothing big, but this episode really helped set up the rest of the season. And this one gets an 8. Chapter 12, The Siege. Don't look at the notes.
You were looking at the notes.
Well, but Chapter 12, The Siege. Mando is reunited with Cara Dune and Grief Karga and everyone's favorite Fish Dude. So this episode starts out feeling like another side quest.
Yeah.
But then, as they raid the Imperial base, you find out more of what the Empire was planning to do with Baby Yoda, and that gets really intriguing.
Grogu.
Well, that's the next episode.
Yeah, his name's Grogu. And
there was also a really cool chase sequence right here. So this episode gets a 9. And rip Jeans guy.
Rest in peace. We dressed up like Jeans guy today, look. Chapter 13,
The Jedi. It felt surreal seeing Ahsoka Tano in live action.
Yeah.
How many times have you said yeah? Like,
I don't know.
Okay, pull up the yeah count. The action of this episode was great, but by far the best part of this episode was all the new lore that was introduced. Like, we found out Baby Yoda's name is Grogu.
Yeah.
He was raised in the Jedi Temple.
The Jedi Temple!
And we even got a name drop for Grand Admiral Thrawn.
If you don't know who that is, you should watch Clone Wars and Rebels.
Well, he's not in Clone Wars, but you should still watch Clone Wars.
Yeah, you have to watch Clone Wars. It's better than Rebels.
And Grand Admiral Thrawn will definitely be in the Ahsoka series.
Yeah.
This episode gets a 9. Well, I accidentally did 10 fingers. 9. No, wait. 9. Chapter 14, The Tragedy
of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
I wish. This episode was 100% action. We finally got to see Boba Fett get a cool action scene. Because in the
killed everybody.
Yeah,
murder. That's murder.
In the original trilogy, he didn't really get a moment, so we finally got to see him get a cool action scene. Yeah. Mando and Fennec Shand got cool action as well. Yeah. Can we get a rest in peace for the Razor Crest? This episode gets a 9. Yeah. Chapter 15, The Believer. So this episode isn't automatically as exciting as some of the previous episodes, since it didn't have like a big character or any big reveals like that. But that's what actually makes it stand out. It had some of the best character moments in the entire series. Mando got some good character development as he took off his helmet. Even Mayfeld got some good character moments as he blasted that guy away.
And this was the first episode without Grogu in it.
This episode gets an 8. On to the finale! Chapter 16, The Rescue. I still can't believe what happened in this episode. My mind exploded.
Then
there were chunks of mind everywhere. No, I got it rebuilt. since then.
Yeah, I know, but like you died and then we brought you back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said yeah. I copyrighted that. You can't say yeah.
Does that count for the yeah count? Starts out with the cool space dogfight.
Yes.
Then you get an epic raid of the Imperial cruiser.
Oh yes.
And then you even get some Dark Trooper action.
Yeah.
And then a lightsaber duel.
Not a lightsaber duel, it's a dark saber Beskar spear duel.
Nerd. Just kidding.
What?
I know what that was. And then at the end, I did not expect Luke Skywalker to show up.
Luke freaking Skywalker.
I thought that Ezra Bridger would have been more likely to show up than Luke.
Yeah,
But,
because they wouldn't have to like DH Mark Hamill, but they did.
and like as he just demolished all of the Dark Troopers and like had basically the good guy version of the Darth Vader hallway scene.
Yeah.
And then the ending was emotional
It almost made me cry.
as Mando gave up Grogu.
Took off his helmet so that Grogu could see his face.
I didn't like that. And then they surprised us once again with the end credit scene as Boba Fett and Fennec Shand go to Jabba's palace.
And killed Chunky Bib Fortuna.
And now Boba Fett is the king of the criminal underworld. And then it teases the Book of Boba Fett coming December 2021.
Yeah.
This episode gets a 10 out of 10.
1,000.
No, that's a 10 out of 10,000 is like very low. This is 10 out of 10.
Overall.
So overall, if you do the math and like average all of this, the season gets an 8.5. That's great.
Yes.
So just some final season thoughts right now.
I think I enjoyed this season more than the first one.
One thing that I liked about the first season of The Mandalorian is that it told a story detached from the movies and like from the bigger Star Wars universe. So I was a little bit like conflicted at first when this season was throwing in all these big characters, but and it finished with like really the biggest character that you could throw in.
Yeah.
Well, second to Jack 14. But Luke Skywalker's like the second biggest character that you could put in. Jack 14 number 1. But at the end of the day, I dig fan service.
Yeah.
Moving forward, here are my predictions.
And I disagree.
Okay, when it said the Book of Boba Fett, I'm guessing that these chapters 1 through 16, might be the Book of Mando or Book of Din Djarin. That's actually his name if you weren't aware.
Nerds.
I'm guessing the next few chapters will actually Book of Boba. I don't think that's a new show. I think it's Mandalorian season 3 and probably 4, where it will be focused on Boba Fett. And then after that, they'll go back, maybe do the Book of Bo-Katan, and that will be about reclaiming Mandalore, and there might be a trained Grogu as a Jedi.
And I disagree. I think that it will be different than... it won't be Mandalorian season 3. I bet there'll be 2 separate things.
Tell us in the comments what you thought of this season, what your favorite moments were, who your favorite characters are, and what you predict will happen going forward. Well, that's all for us. Please like and subscribe.
This is the way.